Hi, this is Caroline van Gimmenade from The Happy Sensitive, and I'm here with a very simple tool for you to work with, which regards our emotions. So as HSPs, we often feel a lot, and we feel all kinds of stuff. Some of us are very attuned to other people's emotions. For some of us, it's more about our own emotions. But either way, you probably have a lot of emotional stuff going through you at any one time. Now, the way that most of us learn to think about this, and this will kind of depend on your language, your native language, but most of us will, statistically, I'm not sure if this is true, but let's just assume, a lot of us think about our emotions in terms of, I am sad, or I am angry, or I am this, or I am that. Now, technically speaking, that's not really accurate, because what you are is not your emotions. And what you are, in a kind of big and definitive way, is not any particular emotions. Emotions are very flexible and fleeting and fluid. So, especially as HSPs, we notice often that our emotions change quite quickly. So one moment you'll be feeling this, and the next moment you'll be feeling that. Now, if you talk to yourself, internally about this, as if you are one thing one moment and then you're another thing another moment, it really creates a lot of unnecessary inner confusion, because you're telling yourself, now I'm this, now I'm that, now I'm, If you can instead start to really reframe that for yourself and start to look at your emotions as in, I am feeling sadness right now. Not even feeling sad, but I am feeling sadness right now. There is sadness. There is this energy of sadness. And there's energy of anger, and there's energy of fear. There's energy, all these different emotions. If you can see them as like an energy that is in your body that you're feeling, but that's not necessarily a part of who you are at your core, it's something passing through. It's some kind of movement. Then you'll start to relate to your emotions in a much different way. And because what happens is, if you stay rooted in your understanding that you are not those emotions, but those emotions are kind of passing through somehow, either because you're just noticing that there's some emotions going on with other people, or it's your own emotions, and those emotions are pulling you in a certain direction, or getting you to do something, or getting you to think about something in a certain way. Emotions are all about movement. So the more we can see them as that, as movement that is somehow, creating a kind of change or creating a difference inside of us or in the world around us, the more we can see that, we also have this ability to stay connected to a kind of core of stability inside of us, where there is this movement and there's all this kind of change happening, but that's not who we essentially are. So there's also a part of us that is able to kind of notice that is happening, and this part of us that notices is stable. So I want you to just try this for a moment and say to yourself, I am sad. And really let those words sink in. Or maybe, if I say it, let it sink in. I am sad. And notice how that feels. And then say, I am feeling sadness. Now, I don't know about you, but when I say I am feeling sadness, there's just some kind of lightness that comes with that. It's a much more of a relief, like, oh, that's something I can handle. I can handle feeling sadness. But when I say I am sad, it feels really heavy, and it feels kind of like, oh, wow, Because the thing is, the way we phrase things internally, the way we describe things to ourselves, even if you're not really thinking the words, but just how you're relating to stuff, really has an impact on how you process things. So this kind of goes beyond the power of thought. It really kind of ties into how you relate to certain things that are happening. And so since we as HSPs notice so many emotions and so many sensations going on, we can get overwhelmed, and we can kind of get a little bit unstable, if we kind of try to piggyback on all these different sensations, and we're like, now I'm here, and now I'm there, and now I'm there, and now I'm this, and now I'm that, and now I'm that. It's very chaotic. So instead, if you're able to stay with this awareness of, I am this person who is experiencing all these things inside of me, and I am experiencing this sensation right now, and now I'm experiencing this sensation, but the I am part of me is stable and still it remains the same. And coming from that place, you'll be able to integrate both that movement from the emotions, from the change, and notice that and be with it without losing your sense of stability and without kind of getting overwhelmed with all those different things that are happening. So really try that, try kind of practice that a little bit. Notice the difference between saying I am a particular emotion versus I am experiencing sadness, anger, grief, rage, fear, and notice how that impacts you differently. And then kind of remind yourself during the day, or create some kind of reminders for yourself, post-it notes to put up in your house or something, or reminders in your phone, some kind of way to remind yourself to reframe your experiences in terms of I am experiencing a certain emotion or I am experiencing a certain sensation, as opposed to I am that.